All right, we're back with another episode on our $1 million challenge, where I'm starting off with $1, working my whole way up to $1 million through gambling. And I got a big plan today. I got a big video overall. I got a lot of stuff to talk about, and I got something big going on here. So I'm gonna explain what the video is gonna entail. In the meantime, I'm gonna show the bonuses in the background while I talk about today's game plan. Okay, so what you're seeing in the background is me playing blackjack on all my casino apps outside of the website I use. So this is the point of the challenge where I withdrew money from the accounts. And what I did is I just wagered a couple dollars basically to get even. If I was at like 30 something, I went up to like $40. I just played a couple hands of blackjack just to get a couple bucks, just to make it like an even number. So that's what's going on in the background. I think I won like maybe $5, $6, $7 total, and then I pulled all the money out and moved it over to the website. But the game plan for today, so the big thing is I'm going back, people requested this, I'm going the whole way back to the beginning of the challenge, and I'm repeating my exact same betting strategy based on what I did on day one. And we're gonna try to work our way up through the challenge, just repeat the bets. So this stuff obviously worked. I was on a huge winning streak, so we're gonna try to repeat what worked in the past, and I'm literally gonna do the exact same bets that I did before. I was gambling with pennies, literally just doing like 1 cent bets and everything, which is 1% of the bankroll at the time. So I'm gonna just do that as a percentage of my bankroll now. So 1 penny was 1%. I'm gonna do 1% of my bankroll on certain bets. I'm gonna do the exact same games, the exact same strategy and everything. So that's the plan today. I also am gonna talk about my challenge in the Discord server. I mentioned it recently, and I'm gonna explain how it's gonna work. So if you're not in there, you can join the Discord, the link's in the description. What I'm doing is I'm gonna do a bracket with all of you guys. I'm gonna have all of you guys send in your strategies. I'm gonna test your strategies. Basically, how the bracket's gonna work is, obviously, you know how I play. I do 4% of my bankroll every day. That's what I use as the bankroll for each day of the total bankroll. So I have 4% of the bankroll, trying to get 1%. So it's like a 25% gain on the playable bankroll. So say the bankroll's $4 for the day, that's 4% of the bankroll. I'm trying to get $1. So think about that when you submit your strategy. There's no real like rules to it. You can do whatever you want. If you want to make it like a manual bet or like an auto bet strategy, it could be on originals, it could be on live games. It doesn't matter, whatever you think works. The whole point of the bracket is to see what strategy works consistently and wins consistently. That's it. And we're gonna put them head to head, so it's gonna be one strategy versus another, and then whoever wins, I'll explain the rules in my Discord in more depth, but whoever wins that challenge between the two moves on to the next round of the bracket. The whole way is that we get the best strategy that wins the whole way through, gets the most wins. And that person, I'll pay them out a certain amount of money. Again, that'll all be in the Discord. But if you want to submit a strategy, just make it realistic. I'm not gonna choose a strategy if it's not like a realistic, good strategy, if it's super risky. Obviously, try to keep it safe for bets and everything. But yeah, that's the plan. So join the Discord, put your strategy in there. Feel free to put whatever you want. I'll check it out, and we'll run that in the future. But for now, we're going back to basics, and we're doing what we did in the beginning of the challenge for today. And this is the last little playthrough of blackjack, and then we will hop into things here. Okay, so coming into the tracking sheet, I want to show you guys what I'm talking about. You can see clearly now that we've been on a pretty good losing streak. This is why I'm going back to the whole way back to the beginning. You can see the win streak that I had in the beginning. I don't know if I just got super lucky or if these strategies really worked, but we were on a crazy win streak for a long time. We had a couple losses in there, but overall, very consistent. So the plan is to literally go back to day one here. We're gonna repeat these strategies. So you can see that the bankroll was at $1, so we're using penny bets back then. And I'm gonna just copy exactly what I did. So let me go down to where we're at today. Right now we're sitting at $700 in the bankroll. That is from withdrawing money, playing the blackjack hands, and boosting up the balance a little bit before I withdrew everything. So again, I play a little bit behind of like what I actually did. So This all happened a while ago. I talked about it before, but we are all caught up now. Well, not all caught up, you know what I mean? We're playing. So the bankroll is sitting at $700. That's where we're sitting at. So our 1% profit goal is $7, and then our stop loss is $28. Okay, hopping into dice. This is gonna be a very quick playthrough, good or bad, because when I first started the challenge, I only had 1 penny to work with as a bet size, because that's as low as you can go when you're using like USDC. So I used 1% of the bankroll, and all I did for the first day of the challenge was I took 1% of the bankroll, which is 1 penny, and I just tried to get a 50-50 on dice. So we're gonna try it. It's gonna be tough, but basically what I'm gonna do is just try to get over 50, get it in the green. That's a win. If we lose, we're gonna double up. So we don't have many progressions with the strategy, obviously, because the bet size is pretty large, it's 1%. But let's see if we can just get lucky and get like 1 hit. That would be amazing. So here we go. Let's see if we can get lucky here. My heart's going crazy. It's a pretty big bet. We lose it, so I gotta double this up to $14. And if we hit this, we get the win for the day. If we lose, and we're down 3%, so it's gonna be a tough one if we lose. Today will be a quick day overall because we got some big bets, but here we go. Here's our second bet here. It loses. All right. So our last bet is $7. So looks like I can't even bet $7. I guess we don't have that much. So we're doing $6.99. We got to hit this to come back. I got to get like 2 wins to come back now. Okay, now I'm down 14. So try to hit this again. All right, we're back to a $7 bet. So far we won 2 and we lost 2. So I'm gonna keep this on over and let's try to hit this again. We hit it, so we need $7 now. I think I'm gonna flip this and hopefully we get lucky here. Okay, so we just need 2 cents to get our $7. We basically got the 1%. I'm just gonna make sure we actually get that to the exact penny. So let's just martingale it. There we go. All right, we got it. We didn't even have to martingale. So it worked. The first day of the challenge came back and had us get a win on like day 147. So it's a good start to today. We'll take it. We'll definitely take it. All right, so day 147 was a win. We got $7. We got our 1%. Moving on to day 148, we got $708 in the bankroll, and we need to get a 1% profit goal of $7.08. So let's hop in and try to get this 1%. All right, so we're in the wheel. I'm gonna vault this money actually that we got on our last playthrough. So let's put $7 into the vault. We'll deposit that. Okay, so now we have our 4% bankroll, so we can't go over. It doesn't really matter for this challenge today because you're about to see. But let's do the wheel. So this is gonna be fun. It's gonna be real fun. This is to the point now. I was talking about this last episode where I'm thinking about I gotta stop looking at the dollar amount because the dollars are starting to get pretty big. I'm literally watching my previous video as I make this video, like my first episode, and betting with 1 penny. I'm betting with $7. So, you know, a little bit higher stakes, even though it's still 1%. But basically what I did on the second day of the playthrough was do the wheel on low risk. And I'm so nervous just saying this. This is crazy. All right, we're doing a 4% bet. So we have our entire bankroll for the day, the 4% on the wheel. And I just got to spin this twice and hit the white twice. As long as I hit the white, that's all I need to do. So I can't lose these spins. I'm gonna do 2 spins. There's a 1 out of 6 chance that I hit a loss. So I gotta do this twice. So that's like it's like a 33% chance of losing this. So let's reset the live stats. And we gotta hit this twice. So it's gonna be fun. So nervous to do this. I haven't risked for the whole 4% on like one bet in such a long time. So let's do it. We gotta hit the white or the green. That's the goal here. All right, let's hit the button. 3, 2, 1. It hits. All right, and it actually paid out a little bit more than I expected. I don't even think we need to risk the entire bankroll in the next spin. Let me do some quick math. All right, so I did some math, and I think just to hit our profit goal, I just need to do a $7.40 bet because that was more than I expected. Well, I guess that's a 20% return on our 4%. I only need 25% really to get that on the 4%. Because 25% of 4% is 1%. A lot of math. So I guess that 20%, I was thinking we need to hit that twice, but realistically, I don't have to use the entire bet or the entire balance for the day. So if we hit this, it should be good. Should be good if we hit this. So let's do it again, and this should bring us to our 1% profit goal for the day. If we hit in the white or the green. All right, let's rip it. We lose. All right. So I got to go back and do the entire balance again. In the video previously, I did hit it twice in a row. So I don't know the game plan after losing one. So we're just gonna run it back. Okay, I gotta rip this again. All right, it hits. Oh my gosh. All right, that's massive. That is massive. So we're up 868 in profit. So it's a little bit above where we needed to be, but we'll definitely take an extra profit. We've been down on a lot of loss streaks recently, so we'll take a little bit of extra profit for today. So day 148 was a win. We got $8.68, a little bit more than what we needed to get, but we'll definitely take the extra win-ins. So on day 149, we're sitting at $718 total in the bankroll, and we need a total of $7.18 to our 1% profit goal. All right, we're back on the website. I'm gonna vault some money just so we're safe and not losing anything. Let's do about $7. Well, I guess we got what, 868. So let's do that. Let's put that in there. Let's deposit that. And there we go. Okay, cool. So we have our 4% up here for the day that we get to work with. And we're gonna go into a different game real quick. Okay, so we're in mines, and the game plan is to use half of the bankroll that's playable today. So basically we have 4% to work with of the entire bankroll. I'm gonna use half of that. So I'm gonna use 2% of the entire bankroll, which is $14. We started off with 28, but I just started this bet already, so it's already locked in. We're doing 2%, which is 14 bucks. We have 3 mines as what's going on in here. So we have 3 mines to avoid, and I'm gonna reset the live stats, but we have to get 3 clicks. We have to get 3 gems, and then we can cash out. We gotta do that twice. So I'm gonna pick the exact same clicks that I did in the first. I'm literally copying the exact same strategy. So I'm gonna click the exact same gems I did in the first episode. So we got 1 here. Our second one's gonna be right here. Okay. Our third and final one will be right here. Let's hope this is not a mine and it's a gem we can cash out. It is. All right, we're gonna cash that out. That's a 0.48. Well, I guess it's a 1.48x. So almost 1.5, not quite. But we're gonna run it back. So we gotta do this one more time. I guess that's actually a lot more than I expected. I guess these bets are a little bit off, but they're working. Let me do some quick math again. All right, so what we need to do here is put $1 in and do the exact same thing to get the other 48 cents that we need. So we're gonna run the bet back, and I'm gonna pick a random tile, one more random tile, and I'm gonna do 1 click. Let's go for this one right here. All right, that hits. Cash that out, and that's our 718 for the day. That worked so well. We're back. We're so back. All right, so day 149 was a win. We got our $7.18, That's 3 consecutive wins in a row. That hasn't happened in almost like 20 days out of the challenge. So back here was the last time we got a win streak. So it's been a while since we won an entire video. That's crazy. We're gonna take it. That's massive. It feels really good. It's been a long time. You know, we just don't give up though. Every time we take an L, we keep moving on, and we'll eventually get back to getting wins. Luckily, going back to the original strategies did work out. They're definitely higher risk, but you're only doing a few bets. So I don't know. We'll see how it keeps going. I'm gonna keep following back through my videos and see how the strategies work out. Yeah, I appreciate you guys so much for watching. If you have any comments or suggestions, leave them below. If you're not in the Discord, hop in there. Feel free to leave your strategy in there for the bracket. We'll do that a little bit later down the road, so no big rush on that. And yeah, we're gonna keep on paddling, and I'll see you guys next time.